The first of these executive orders it may be one of the most significant executive orders of your administration thus far. This directs all departments and agencies of the federal government to end all discriminatory policies against the coal industry. This ends the leasing moratorium that prevents new coal projects on federal land, and it's going to accelerate all permitting and funding for new coal projects to allow the coal industry to flourish under your leadership, sir.
That's great. Thank you.
Donald Trump's energy policies focused on deregulation, fossil fuel expansion, and energy independence. His administration prioritized oil, natural gas, and coal over renewable energy sources, aiming to reduce government oversight and boost domestic production. Key actions included Trump rolled back environmental regulations to encourage drilling, fracking, and coal mining. He fast-tracked projects like Keystone XL and Dakota Access, arguing they would create jobs and strengthen. Trump rolled back environmental regulations to encourage drilling, fracking, and coal mining. He fast-tracked projects like Keystone XL and Dakota Access, arguing they would create jobs and strengthen U.S. energy security. His administration promoted the idea of American energy dominance, emphasizing exports of oil and liquefied natural gas, LNG. Regulatory rollbacks. Trump withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord. Economic growth and environmental policies. Here's why it matters. Market competition and efficiency encourages competition. By reducing government control, allowing more players to enter the market, improves efficiency. As companies adjust prices based on supply and demand rather than government mandates, economic growth and investment. Attracts investment by creating a more predictable business environment, boosts job creation. In oil exploration, refining, and distribution, discover a world where innovation meets elegance. Introducing the Aurora series, our most to price stability and consumer impact. Removes artificial price controls on Euro, leading to more transparent pricing, can lower fuel costs in competitive markets, but may also lead to price volatility. Environmental and social considerations. Reduces regulatory oversight, which can lead to environmental concerns like oil spills and pollution. Impacts local communities, especially those near drilling sites or pipelines. Deregulation can be a double-edged sword. While it fosters economic growth and competition, it also raises concerns about sustainability and consumer protection. Policy decisions have long-term consequences for the economy, environment, and global geopolitics. Here's why Trump's oil deregulation still economic impact. Deregulation encouraged domestic oil production, reducing reliance on foreign energy sources. Lower regulations meant cheaper fuel prices for consumers, but also market volatility. Environmental concerns. Rollbacks on emission standards contributed to higher carbon output, affecting climate change efforts. Pipeline expansions and fracking raise concerns about water contamination and land degradation. Geopolitical influence. Increased U.S. oil exports strengthened Afro energy dominance, affecting global trade and diplomacy. Deregulation influenced OPEC policies and U.S. relations with oil-producing nations. Policy reversals and future outlook. Some deregulations were reversed under Biden, but industry lobbying continues. The 2024 election could determine whether deregulation policies return or evolve. The debate over energy deregulation is far from over, as governments balance economic growth, environmental sustainability, and energy security. Would you like to explore how different administrations have approached this issue? Deregulation has significantly impacted environmental standards, particularly in industries like oil and gas. Here's how. 1. Reduced emission controls. Regulations on power plant emissions have been reconsidered, potentially increasing air pollution. Methane emission standards for oil and gas operations has led to concerns about greenhouse gas levels. 2. Water and land protections weakened. Deregulation of coal ash disposal may affect groundwater safety. Changes to effluent limitation guidelines could alter water pollution standards.
The balance between energy expansion and sustainability remains a key debate. Positive economic effects, increased competition, removing regulations allows more businesses to enter the market, fostering innovation and efficiency, lower consumer prices. With fewer restrictions, companies can reduce costs, leading to more affordable goods and services. Higher investment and growth. Deregulation attracts investors by reducing bureaucratic hurdles, leading to economic expansion. Alberta, Canada, to refineries in the United States. It was intended to increase oil transportation capacity, particularly for tar sands oil, which is a heavier and more carbon-intensive type of crude route. Planned to run from Hardisty, Alberta, through Baker, Montana, to Steel City, Nebraska. Capacity expected to transport 830,000 barrels of oil per day. Purpose aimed at reducing U.S. dependence on foreign oil and boosting North American energy securities. Environmental concerns faced opposition due to potential oil spills, impact on indigenous lands, and contributions to climate change. Political controversy approved by Trump, revoked by Biden, and ultimately canceled by TC Energy in 2021. The pipeline became a symbol of the broader debate between economic growth and environmental protection. Would you like to explore its advantages and disadvantages in more detail? Under the Obama administration, the approach to the Keystone XL pipeline was defined by an extensive environmental review and a cautious assessment of national interest. The State Department's process under Obama involved comprehensive evaluations under the National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA consulting key environmental agencies, and weighing the pipeline's potential to worsen climate change against its economic benefits. In his statement on the issue, President Obama emphasized that the pipeline would not significantly boost the U.S. economy or lower gas prices, and that the environmental risks and long-term climate implications did not serve the national interest. In contrast, President Trump's executive orders marked a radical shift in approach. One of Trump's early actions was issuing a memorandum directing the expedited review of the Keystone XL permit application. His order required a final permitting decision within 60 days of application resubmission, significantly reducing the time and scope for environmental review. By framing the pipeline as ascent for job creation and bolstering U.S. energy security, Trump's administration effectively sidestepped many of the environmental and regulatory hurdles that were central to the Obama-era review process. This shift represented a broader policy pivot,